but take some time for hate. Never take a second of bullshit. Make them come at you straight. Somebody will catch you running, coming from a vegetable fate. Everybody has a purpose, something that can deviate. Feed the adrenaline, keep coming back again. Feed me until the end. I'm turning venomous. Feed me adrenaline. Lately I can see the colors changing my invisible face. I can feel you hold me under. Nobody can feel the play. Coming just a little closer. Let me feel the breath on me. I'll tie you up for the reason. You're someone I will always need. Feed me adrenaline. Keep coming back again. Feed me until the end. I'm turning venomous. Feed me adrenaline. Feed me adrenaline. Keep coming back again. Feed me until the end.
I believe I can, Mr. Extremes. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm definitely keen to be here as well. There's some good ESEA CS that we're going to have tonight, with which comes in the form of xTc versus Sinister5. Ooh. Spaz, I don't know if you can see, but he's apparently just shooting with his fingers. No gun model on my side, but he doesn't need them at all. 3 kills at the moment, just tapping away with this USPS and picking up so many kills. Viking as well, just shutting out Rogue, and all of a sudden it's a 2v1, and Crick is just going to shut it down here for xTc, and xTc are going to pick up the first pistol round here in this best of 3. So a great start here for xTc, and an incredible start here as well for Spaz. It's probably just on 1,000. Probably a little bit more now that I've moved to Port Elizabeth and I'm not in that bush known as East London. Well, Bush is putting it really nasty, I'm not going to lie. But first round here for xTc, things are looking pretty good here. I mean, picking up a pistol round for the CT on the side of Mirage is also incredibly important. You really want to start building an economy, and because the CT side is generally already so expensive, considering the M4 and the diffusal kits and all, you really want to make sure that you can manage your economy well from the get-go. Yeah, what an insane play there by him. Pex, the last man alive. He did get a spaz at least, but he has picked up a P250, but I don't think he's going to be able to do too much. I think he might want to just get one more kill, but it's not going to happen. Yes, Crick comes on too short with that P90, just sprays him down, and that's going to be a second round here for XTC, but because of that bomb plant in the first round, Sinister5 are going to be able to buy some AKs. Maybe not as utility as they would have liked, but AKs nevertheless very strong weapons going into this third round. Yeah, Zip Zip unfortunately getting taken out there by Pex. You know, the smoke coming up and being able to help them, but Spaz also going to be spraying Mistim through the smoke there. Mistim knows exactly where he is there on that angle, and just going to continue spraying through that smoke. And some really good early mid control here by Sinister5. Really nice to see the terrorists gaining so much map control so early in the round. However, Pex here sitting in ladder room. This is a very strong position here for Sinister5. They're going to have a player that's going to be able to cut off any sort of rotates, as the bomb has made its way onto A site. Rogue has got it with, but we do see that Viking is at least there on the site, being able to at least hold off what he can. But he is going to be coming down there. Rogue is going to go for the bomb plant here, and just a little bit of tapping here on the short side. But Pix finally reveals himself, and the bomb is planted for him as well as he moves into the connect area.
Apparently you can hear me now. Look at that. Well, can we hear Pix? We can hear his body dropping to the floor. Good sound if you're an XTC fan.
I think you've got an issue with that mute button, Mike.
The problem is I usually, well, I've been streaming off an MSI laptop and I don't have it. So I'm actually using my TV as a third monitor and it's really far away. So I can't actually see whether it's muted or not. I pushed the button, but it clearly didn't register. So
I think you need to have a look at your key bindings again.
I actually use a keyboard with a 10 keyless keyboard, so that also makes it a lot tougher. Because usually you're going to use your 10 keys for your OBS shortcuts, right? So
yeah,
I'm making it really difficult for myself.
A few hiccups, but nevertheless, I mean, what isn't going to be a hiccup here? Sinister5 pushing their way here into the mid area from the lows end. Oh, that grenade's going to do so much. And then he's going to get a double spray down there. Things are looking really good. There's Zips. He's going to find Victor with the AWP, but he's going to be shut down here with Rogue jumping in with that P250. Crick going into the kitchen area. He spots him out. Beautiful headshot here with the AK that he's been able to recover. And Pex alone, 1v4 with that Deagle. Very strong weapon. But, he has been able to pick up the AWP and he's going to take out Crick. Beautiful shot there through the wall. And it's now a 1v3. And Zin is just going to go through CT, pick up the round there for XTC 4-0. This is a very good start for them. And considering the record that they already have on Mirage, it isn't too surprising. All the games that I was able to find on them, they've actually won on Mirage.
Yeah, well, it's a fairly good record for them here. Traditionally for XTC, it actually wasn't a great map for them. I recall them banning it against my old team 3 years ago with the same core from this team. They wouldn't play us there because they weren't comfortable. And they've worked on it massively, particularly with P&D and those guys on the team, and they got good at it. And Viking, he's been there since the beginning, since 2015. Entry fragger for the team, getting the kill. And Zin as well, one of the original members, the OGs, making it work, yeah.
Yep, showing that he's got all the skills, pushing into Palace, picking up a 2K, already giving a two-man advantage here for XTC on the CTs, and the CTs still have got so much utility, and Pex being put down to what a breeze or a nail clippers could actually kill him at this point in time. 1 HP, he's not going to be able to do too much. He's probably just going to be the info guy, run in, see what you can do. Ooh. Viking on ticket booth, destroying Rogue there, deleting him off of this round. And it's a I would just run and call it a 1v5 because, I mean, Pex at this moment, he's basically just a walking corpse.
Yeah, you got to think there's really no chance. He's going to walk right into the crosshair there of XTc. That's who Mayak is. It's XTc.
Yep, and missed him. The lonely player left here for Sinister5. I don't know how much... Oh, there we go. XTc would have spotted him now. And is just going to spray him down. And this is a fantastic round here for Sinister5. They're going to be able to... Or xTc, sorry. They're going to be recovering an AK there. And having all the CTs alive as well, especially after a buy round like that, is so important for the economy of a CT side.
Absolutely. Sinister5 having barely a look in here so far. This is the map pick of xTc, right?
If I'm not mistaken, that is correct. I'll confirm with you shortly.
Sure. This guy, hey? It's amazing to have help.
Yep, so Train was actually banned by xTc, followed by Sinister banning Inferno. There was a pick of Mirage by xTc, and then Cobble picked by Sinister5, with the last map being Cash as well. So we're going. Hopefully, we go to the. Okay, let's not talk about that just yet.
Going rogue.
Amazing. Rogue going rogue with that Deagle, and he's going to pick up the opening frag here for for Sinister5, taking out Zin. And these Deagles really going to need to do a lot of work here for Sinister5 if they want to get this round.
Yeah, they've definitely shown they've got the aim ability so far this season to be able to do it. I always thought we timed out there for a second because everybody was standing still. There's XTc getting himself rogue on the lurk still, and that fiendish boost, that's so hard to deal with when you come out of apps there, especially with something like a pistol.
Yep, and the Eagles maybe can't deal with it as well, but there is going to be the rotation here onto the B side. Crick is going to shut down Vector, and he's going to shut down Data as well. This USPS just tapping away, showing that you don't need to spray down your enemies, and he's going to pick up another kill on that site, and it's a 6-0 here to xTc, and xTc looking incredibly strong here on Mirage.
Yeah, I think a lot of people in the season wouldn't have expected xTc to be here. They've had a fair bit of lineup upheaval. I did an article on them late last year when they first became xTc Reborn, when they got Maniac in, and of course he's gone now and was replaced by Spaz, who was in the team last year before moving mid-year to Big 5. So Spaz has come back with a lot of experience, and there's still youth in this team. You know, these players have been around for quite a while, but they're still quite young. And they're making it work. They never managed to make it work with the previous lineup, but making it work right now. All the kills flying in here. XTc and Viking on fire at this moment. They've got a double kill each, and only Pex with the reply so far. And, well, he'd have to ace here. I don't see it.
I really don't see it either, and things just seem to be falling apart here for Sinister, and there's no, like, we don't understand why. It's just Viking and XTc, for example, now here on the A side, being able to find those 1v1s and actually picking them up, and Crick just going to shut down Pex in that connect area. But xTc finding those 1v1s, making sure they have the advantages, and even if they don't, well, the fact that they're not going down, it doesn't even mean that they need that other player that's there to help with a potential trade. But just coming out with those man advantages, and from there on, just leaving, you know, a player alive, or 4 players or 3 players alive, is just doing so much for them at the moment. And going 7-0 up into this 8th round, they're looking really, really strong.
Yeah, they're looking super strong. Yeah, buy from Sinister still pretty good. The loss bonus starting to accrue somewhat for them here. A little spray through there. Jeez, Pex takes a lot of damage in reply. That feels bad, man.
Yeah, that is incredibly one of those feels bad man moments. I mean, put him down to 39 here, and he's got full utility as well, which is not going to be hacker. Oh no, Spaz, you hacker!
Oh,
you.
No, you very rarely see those sprays work, and it works out beautifully for him though. Victor catching off XTc, and there's Rogue coming in. Could this be a round that goes towards them? Finally, they get those kills that they really need to get control of a bomb site. It didn't go their way early on with that kill through the warbang, but now the entries on the A side working, and the rotation here fairly slow for xTc.
Yeah, really slow for xTc, but I mean also 2 players missing here as Rogue does find more, but Spaz shutting down Vector there in the mid area. So things are looking pretty good just still for Sinister5. That smoke going high, going to be smoking off a CT area where Crick is hovering, pushes through the smoke and he gets the first kill. And he's just going to be able to get around back inside. And Spaz is just going to shut down the round coming in connector.
No.
And disgusting. Disgusting, I tell you.
Oh, that was stolen. Sinister5, you got to feel for them in that particular round. They look like they had control there, but the support player to the bomb plant are not covering CT. And of course the smoke, as Prof would like to say, and a force field.
That's exactly it. It's not a brick wall at the end of the day. And xTc pick up the 8th round. But Sinister5 seemed very slow on the executes onto the side. I mean, if you had a look at that round, Rogue and Pex were able to get onto the site, but just nothing more from it. And this is what I like to see. If they're going to be getting onto the site, they all need to push, get onto the site together, and really start taking advantage of the site here, instead of just having just 2 people and 2 other players elsewhere. And this is going to allow them to at least get the bomb plant, I'm sure of it. And this is going to be now a retake here for the CTs, as Spaz is going to pick up Mistem.
Bring it still into a 4v3. Data getting a kill, but he's low, getting greedy, going for that AK, and they're trading so effectively here. It's all on Rogue, and he's going to get burnt out of the corner. I don't see him surviving. He gets one, though, and that other player there, Crick, is on 6 HP. He was, you know, if he caught a stray bullet, he was down, and that might have been possible. But not in this universe.
Not in this universe, at least. As a xTc 9 rounds on the trot. They're just looking so good here on Mirage. And I don't know what Sinister5 can do.
They can take a tactical pause, man. That's what it's there for. Break the momentum.
Yes.
Stop them from steamrolling you. Because right now, they keep jumping into the path of the steamroller, man.
This is the plow. This is what Virtus Pro were like back in like 2014, 2015.
Yeah, it seems pretty irrepressible here what xTc Reborn is getting up to. They've got the double AWP as well. Zin and ZipZip, both players have been primary AWPers in their day. One of the criticisms you could always level against xTc in the past is that if Zin was AWPing well, then his in-game leading suffered, and if his in-game leading was on point, then he didn't tend to sort of justify the investment in that expensive weapon, the AWP. So now he's handed that over to ZipZip. And it seems to be really working for him. I don't know that ZipZip's ever been an in-game lead. He's always been an AWPer, and well, he seems to be flourishing at the moment. Also picking the AWP up here in the double AWP setup. So for a double AWP setup, usually the secondary AWP is going to be a slightly weaker player. Not so with xTc.
Not so much with xTc, and as you mentioned, ZipZip obviously being the in-game leader, and he's actually looking pretty good at the moment. I mean, he's got 9 kills as well at this point in time, 5 deaths. So I mean, he's sitting mid-table at the moment and really contributing here to xTc. And contributing, we're going to see Sinister5 start setting up. They've got mid control. They're going to be setting up Pex. He's going to spot Viking. He's going to tap him away there in the sandwich area. And this is going to be the executed Zipzip, pulling out the AWP, taking out Mistem with an amazing flick here. The smoke going to come down, and HE is going to hurt Pex a little bit there. Oh, Dada takes a bit of a bullet to the face, but it does take down Spaz.
What?
And so does Rogue. Zin jumping up onto Ticket Booth. Pex getting destroyed off this map. Vector is eventually going to be able to get this bomb down. And Molly going to go to Ticket Booth, just keep those CTs. And I think with double AWPs, I think you may as well just save it. I mean, you've got money still. Well, not really. Zin is sitting a little bit low.
Jeez.
But, Rogue destroying ZipZip. But 1v3, I mean, 2 players were really low, but I really don't think you should try and do that with an AWP.
Well, I think for them, they had enough money. They've been building it up so far that they weren't super worried about using the guns. They've comfortably secured the half. I mean, the best that Sinister5 can hope for is 9-6 here, but at least that's the first round for Sinister5. If you're a Sinister5 fan, well, you got to be feeling heartened. They're at least not going to get totally rolled here, and they do have the opportunity to build an innings, but they need to probably get 2 or 3 rounds back to back here. 5 is really the worst that you can get and still, come away with a win, and he comes away with a kill.
Missed him using, peeking with that AWP into connector area there. ZipZip, knowing that he plays around there, and picks up an amazing opening frag here for Sinister5, and it's going to open them up a little bit. I mean, that's a less player there on A. Crick going to use that molly, but it's just going to push some of the Sinister players up, and this is going to be an execute here onto the B side. Now, I really like a really fast play onto B. Crick is going to find 2. He's not going to find the 3rd there. Crick's going to shut him down with the AK, and the bomb is down. They don't have control of it, but Vector going to come to assist Pex, and is going to be able to recover that bomb now, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to get the bomb plant here as well.
Yeah, fairly comfortable plant. Got a little bit dicey for a second. Missed him, doing his level best to destroy them. And, well, I guess on the side take it was slightly uncoordinated, but it didn't bite them too much in the end. I think if Cricket had himself an M4A4, maybe he would have gotten all of those kills. But there's Vector just shutting him down. 9-2 here. xTc Reborn still in a big lead, but Sinister5 trying to build an innings. 2 isn't quite an innings, but at least they're on the road.
Yeah, Crick has at least got quite a bit of money, so they could probably pass on a couple of rifles over to the rest of xTc. But xTC now are starting to feel a little bit of the pain from that double AWP setup and purchasing it, because money's not looking that great for them now. And this is the 12th round here. xTC in the lead here, 9-2. And missed them starting to come alive here with this AWP.
So they've got everything they need here on the T side. Probing around the ramp area, and they get themselves an early kill, taking a few bites at it, and there's someone biting back. That's Viking biting back, getting himself a kill, and could have gotten a bit dicey there. They weren't checking behind them, even though they knew where he was. But now, from here, you can't see it. I mean, Spaz, he's got a deagle, he can land a few headshots. Can he land 4 kills? I don't know about that.
Yeah, like Spaz is really talented, but I mean, this is going to require 4 insane headshots without being traded or double peaked at any time, unless he's really, really fast with the reaction times and able to control recoil and everything. But I mean, he doesn't have too much to save except for the deagle, and that's just going to give his position away here. He's going to spam a little bit. Ooh, okay, so he does find the 1. So I think maybe just trying to recover that AK and move on with life.
Yeah, that'll be his mission at the moment. It's interesting to see that they're not really pushing him too much, and that's, of course, because they haven't built up that much economy. I thought he had that, actually. Rogue getting the kill there. That was dicey.
Possibly taking a bullet to the gut instead of the chest, which may have let him survive there a little bit. But Sinister5 pick up their 3rd round on the trot here, and slowly but surely starting to build a little bit. You see Mistim, who's got quite a bit of money in the bank there with 6k, but we are going to see a full buy here by xTc. Missing a little bit of utility and only Kevlar for 4 of the players. So a little bit of a weaker buy, but I mean, they still got enough utility to at least fend off the some of the pushes here by the terrorists.
Yeah, they should be okay. I guess the one negative for them is the lack of mollies. They can't really hold off any kind of rush, but Mirage isn't a map where you're that susceptible, except maybe the B site, you know, compared to something like Cobble, for instance, where if you don't have mollies as a CT site, you basically kiss your ass goodbye, and there's Victor. Pucker up.
Doing exactly that. Zip just deleting him off this round as a 4v5 now for xTc here with the amazing kill. And the molly is going to go there to the connector area, but Spaz is sitting there on the catch area. But this is going to be the executor onto the A site here. Sinister5 putting a lot of pressure here, and it looks like they are going to get the bomb down after just smoking off the key areas here, smoking off connector, smoking off jungle, as well as CT. But Zin still hovering around ticker booth. Wonder if he's going to take that risk. Peek up top, see if he can't see anything.
Dada in a good position to get this kill, and he baits out the shot perfectly. Fantastic work from Dada. He was with F3 last year, brought that experience. 2v2 situation, yeah. Zen on quite low HP, which could potentially be an issue. And he's gotten a fair bit of information as well. Missed him, somehow escaping with his life. Dada not so lucky, and missed him with the AWP against 2 players that are low. Not ideal. If he had a rifle, I think he'd be in a much better position in this situation. Doesn't have the bomb down either. No smokes available.
I don't know why the bomb hadn't gone down. I mean, the smokes were up. They had control of the sites. I mean, they could have definitely got the bomb down, I'm sure of it. Ooh, Mistim has picked himself up the AK, and he's going to find Zin. And it's now going to be a 1v1. Zin does, well, Mistim does actually have the health advantage here. But Spaz, don't count him out just yet. He also does have a diffusal kit, so he does have time to play with here. High flash here.
Missed him so aggressive in that situation. A lot of players would have been super passive there. Missed him looking for the fight the whole time. His teammates would have told him that player's low. But yeah, the variation on the site take coming out from Sinister5, they didn't really use much utility to go in. They went in pretty dry, and then dropping the smokes as they went. I just think maybe once they'd had the site control, instead of continuing to fight, they probably needed to drop the smokes and get the bomb plant.
Exactly that. But at the end of the day, they did pick up that round. Probably not the cleanest round they would have liked, where it definitely could have been cleaner. But at the end of the day, I mean, it is still a round. The only real hurt is the economy. Oh man, those screens are going to be whiter than Finland at times. But freaking out. But Dada just going to take him out there with the AK.
Jeez, there's a Crick going down as well. That CZ could have done even more damage. The only problem is that player was flashed too. Everybody was flashed. We were all seeing white.
Yeah, everybody had screens whiter than Finland, as was mentioned. But At the end of the day, the Sinister5 have got the bomb down here on the B side. They're looking a lot stronger than what they did, say, the first 8 rounds of the first half.
Yeah, definitely looking a little bit better here. Gonna give away 1 kill and maybe a free gun. I don't know if that actually dropped down, but
I think it did. I think it would be able to get it, but it's going to be in the lowest area.
being hunted, unfortunately, and 8 HP on Zara, but it doesn't matter. He got the double kill. Pex also with the double kill against the pistols, of course. Here we do see the buy coming in for xTc Reborn. They're going to want to end on 10. 9-6 would actually feel like somewhat of a defeat for xTc here, because 6 is kind of ideally where you want to be as a terrorist, and considering that it was 9-0 at 1.5 back-to-back here for Sinister5, if you're xTc, you got to be a little bit annoyed that it's actually gotten to this point. They need 10.
Yeah, xTc won't. I don't think will be too happy if they go into this the second half 9-6 ahead. I think they would have definitely looked for at least 10. But I mean, being dragged out to as far as it is, I mean, they've been able to give Sinister5 a lot of confidence leading up into this into the second half. Ooh, Zin with the AWP. Smoke hadn't been deployed just yet, but is going to find Pex. And ZipZip is going to find Rogue as well. And there's a bit of a spray here by Viking. Viking is going to pick up Dada, and this is how xTc would have liked to have started this round. It's now a 4 versus 2, and Vector is just going to be destroyed. Missed him in a 1v3 with the AWP. He's looking on fire with it, but I don't know if he's going to be able to find 3 players and give Sinister5 at least their 6th round.
Indeed, everything going all right. The double AWPs being well fed there. Working out very well for xTc. And there's the final kill coming in from an AWP. Double kills on those AWPs. And it was so difficult for Sinister5 to break the double AWP setup. And once they finally did, you saw they got some rounds on the board there. In that particular round, though, they were looking a lot more disjointed. Kind of like they looked at the beginning of the game, walking in one by one after they lost the early kill there. Not trading all that effectively, and just looking a little bit like they don't have a plan. Still, for them, the fact that they got 5, I think that's pretty big, because, again, it looked like they might not get any.
Yeah, there was a stage where, after about the 6th or 7th round, it just looked like xTc were like, okay, well, are we actually going to see a 16-0 here? Because they were just looking so dominant on the CT side. I mean, often they had 4 players alive at the end of rounds, even after the buy rounds by Sinister5, which were just doing wonders for the economy. And the only time where it really started going a little bit south was when the double AWP came out for xTc. But xTc now on the T side, and all to play for here. Bomb is hovering around this B area. They've got, well, I was just say, is there a player hovering around at the area? But after seeing that question mark, it was just a mere $50 decoy.
Oh, Dada there with a nice opening. And in this situation, they've still got control of the bomb site. They could get it planted, but choosing to take the fight here, I guess they want to try to bring it back a little bit. The bomb does go down finally through the smoke.
Vector, I think that looked a little bit dodgy, but not really at the end of the day. But xTc looking, they're being able to trade up at least. But Sinister5 now 3 versus 2, missed him with an amazing tap on Viking, and it's ZipZip alone in a 1v many. And is going to be traded out. They had a smoke at least for that Molotov. Having that Molotov, though, going for a very important molly just to try and delay. But the smoke there for Sinister5 going to delay it. And it's 6-10 still to xTc.
Indeed. Well, Sinister5 taking that round, and that at least puts them in a good position here. I think had they lost that, considering how many struggles we saw out of them in that first half, it would have definitely hit their confidence quite a bit. Getting that at least sets them on the right sort of path here. Again, you'd prefer to have 6. 5 is still doable for them, and again, better than what it looked like. It always looked like it could be a 16-0 at one point. Such was the dominance from xTc Reborn in those first 9 rounds.
Yeah. Ooh, Zin has pushed himself right up into Palace, and he's alone with the bomb. But we are going to see xTc just rushing through the connect area, but it's just going to be traded out here completely, just being shut down here, and it's just ZipZip alone with the an MP7 that he's been, or an MP9 at least, that he's been able to pick up. But I don't know how much he's going to be able to do with it, with Pex creeping up behind him, and he's just going to shut him down with that UMP, and creating a little bit of money here for Sinister5 with those SMGs.
Yeah, of course, xTc deciding to save there. They got the bomb plant, so they will bring out the AKs. And, well, Sinister5, they've still got 2 UMPs here, so that's not the worst thing. Of course, you can take some close angles with those, make them work to your advantage. So it won't be the worst thing for them. They do, of course, have a massive advantage in terms of utility. Pex, need to lose some weight, man. What's that? Can't get to the hole. Middle.
He looked like he needs to go and chat to Virgin Active and get a little bit of a subscription. But it seemed like they were trying to do a little bit of the human centipede, trying to creep through there. But that's smoke.
Don't mention that. Don't go there, Penguin. Why?
I'm sorry. I thought it might just be a great way to liven things up here, as xTc are finding the opening kill there onto Mistim, and a really good opening frag as well, taking Mistim, who's been looking pretty strong out of this game, or at least this round.
Yeah, pretty good opening for them. A lot of damage being dealt, though, to both sides. So I wouldn't say yet that xTc are completely in control. Yeah, it is a shame that the weapon that went down was a rifle, and another kill there, the boost coming in. Or did he actually get through ladder room? I wonder. Victor should get this kill. G doesn't get the kill. That's a huge failure. Round gone. Cheers.
Yeah, this is it. This is the A bomb site, and it's now a 5v2. I mean, there's 3 players that are below half HP, so maybe the SMGs the SMG and the rifle can pick up maybe a kill, but I really don't think you actually go for this. Oh, Zin nearly being caught up by Pex, and he's going to at least shut him down there. 7 HP though. A strong breeze of Port Elizabeth would probably kill Zin at this point.
You know, the things that you guys call strong breezes, we call like highly dangerous storms in Joburg. So
you see, we're brought up to be real men here, Extremes.
Oh, you are? Okay. Well, then I'll claim I'm from Cape Town, which would be accurate.
Wait, you're from Cape Town?
Yeah. I would sound way more Afrikaans.
If you lived there for a little bit more, probably. But I don't know.
No,
that you're from
if
Cape
I was
Town.
from Joburg, English speakers from Joburg, man.
Really?
Like, you know how many times I've been accused of being Australian, dude? Like, it actually gets crazy. Did I just break you?
Being caught Australian.
I don't stand my balls. 11-7, yeah. xTc Reborn in the lead. They take back the initiative. Sinister5 on 7. Come on, composure, Penguin, composure. This is the ESEA South Africa Season 27 Open. The first semi-final. Next semi-final tomorrow, actually. I thought it was supposed to be tonight, but I guess the teams have rescheduled from what I saw. So maybe we cover that one. It does kind of interfere with the schedule we'd already set, so we'll have to make some apologies, but hopefully we'll be able to still bring that one to you guys. In the meantime,
one way or another, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to bring it. But yeah, let's have a look here. We've got xTc here, 11 rounds to Sinister5, 7. Ooh, flashed in here for Vector, and this is going to give them a lot of information. He's not going to spot a single terrorist here around T-Ramp. And, ooh, creeping through Palace. He's going to at least spot Dota, but Dota is going to get the best of him there with the M4, keeping him out of this round. And a 5v4.
I think that could be pretty big. Look at that bomb creeping on the back of Zip. If he decides to go on an expedition to check out A-Ramp, he could get really caught. I do thank everything that is holy that he turned around and actually went the other way. Because that could have really gone awry. It's still a bit of a worry to me that the bomb is on its own, though. It's so susceptible to getting picked off.
Yeah, and then, I mean, considering that the rest of the team, or the Ts, are all over the map, I mean, to try and recover that bomb, especially when there's only 30 seconds, you may as well just shut out the round and missed him. He's going to spot Spaz there, taking him out with the M4. Zin pushing up, going to spot the head of Rogue, and this is going to be the execute onto the B side. But Pex keeping things under control here. Viking, he's going to spot one. He spots the second, but unfortunately not going to be able to get the frag. And he's probably just going to run away with his tail in between his legs. And probably, okay, he's going to sit here and connect and hopefully not be spotted here.
Just fine for him there. So Sinister5 add to their tally 8-11 now. xTc should still have somewhat of a bite. It's not going to be optimal, particularly Spaz. Suffering a little bit on the money. Definitely not suffering on the kills, though. 15 and 13 for Spaz. At the top, Zip, in-game leading and carrying.
Yeah, really putting in the work here. I'm sure Nico feels that he's a celebrity because you mentioned Cape Town. Just so you know.
Okay. Not sure how to respond to that. Rogue, though, been responding with some pretty good kills, and he gets another one there. Top fragger off the server. Zin also taking some damage too, so it's not going to help them on their quest here towards this A site. Missed him in a good position, though, here. He's going to get at least one before getting traded off. Somehow it's a 2v2. I don't understand this, though.
Yeah, I really don't understand, but Rogue is going to run to the top of mid, pick up that AK. Zin, they should get the bomb planted, yeah, surely. And this is the A bomb site. And we do see Rogue doing the long rotate. And he's going to be going through Palace as well, with Pex coming through Connector. Spaz? And if he's going to spot him, he has spotted the Pex, so they definitely know where he is. That Molly going to go to that ninja area, and he's going to show that Zim. He's going to be taken down, and so is Spaz. And Sinister5 going to pick up their 9th round, and they're really making this a lot closer than what it looked like, 9 rounds into this first map here.
Yeah, absolutely. And even in that round, it looked like Sinister5 had it pretty much on lockdown, and xTc managing to turn it around a little bit there. I did think maybe xTc might suddenly smell a rat and think maybe there's a flank coming in, because they didn't take any contact from Sinister5 for a really long time. The bomb timer was ticking down for quite a while, because it took a while for, I think it was it Rogue on, no, Victor, sorry, on the long wraparound there. But
yeah,
they don't spot it out, and still Victor made it hard work there. You saw him shaking his mouse in frustration at how long it took him to actually get that kill. So
yeah.
Sinister5 at least very close, yeah. Jeez, that wasn't close.
Baz, that is disgusting with the Deagle. You should not be allowed to do things like that. Victor is going to spot Spaz at least, and going to do what he did to his teammate. Missed him. And but just he's going to send a bigger cow bullet through the head, and going to do the exact same thing to Viking, just not through the head. Oh, zips up, he spotted him. What an amazing headshot there. The 1D gone to Pex on the B side. Things looking pretty good. Oh, Zen. Oh, such a good position for him, and he's going to get the AWP down as well. And this is looking pretty good here now for xTc. They had a man advantage, but fortunately not anymore. And it's just Zin left versus the likes of Rogue and Dada, and they know exactly where he is, and is going to get shut down. Unfortunately, can't do anything with that AWP, and Dada shuts him down in the jungle area. And it's 11-10 to xTc, and Sinister5 really bringing this back.
I'm a little puzzled as to why Victor didn't have armor in that previous round, though. I don't know if you saw, he was glass cannon AWPing, but he had the money for armor, which is kind of odd. So not really sure why, and it did cost him a little bit there against. And thankfully, Sinister5 pretty good on the retake, but there was a ton of chaos going on there. xTc could have easily stolen that one away. Hex now getting aggressive, perfect flash from his teammate. Should get this kill, making hard work of it, but he does get it on probably the 15th attempt there. Lots of spray going out.
That was a lot of bullets being wasted there. Mr. Beast's going to find a pick, but Crick is going to trade out his teammate, a Viking. And that looks like it might just open up the B bomb side. Rogue has put himself back onto the cat area, or short at least, and he's going to eliminate the threat of Crick there. And 2v4 xTc, things are not looking that great here. I honestly feel that they need to use their tactical timeouts here and just slow down Sinister5. They've been able to gain so much confidence, and they're starting to get a lot of momentum back. I think it's really worthwhile just, taking a break, slow down Sinister5, talk about what's going on, what is happening.
Slowing it down, yeah, well, it doesn't look like it. Sinister5 want to slow down at all. I was going to say, those 2 players at Molly's, they could potentially deny the plant, but of course, 4 players alive, they had smokes, they had everything. Things had to go perfectly for xTc, and I do agree with your opinion there that they probably need to maybe try to slow down the momentum. I was saying that Sinister5 should do that in the first half, and they never did. Prove me wrong. Maybe xTc can prove us both wrong, yeah.
Yeah, xTc, maybe they can bring it back, but I mean, they've brought it back where xTc were at a stage 9-0 up, and all of a sudden it's 11-11. I mean, at some stage you must realize either we're doing something very wrong, or Sinister5 decided to actually log into the ESEA service for this, and this is a nice fast execution onto the A side. Viking picking up the opening frag with that CZ. Vector has not been spotted yet at all, and he could do so much damage, but eventually being spotted out there by ZipZip, and what was a buy with just a couple of pistols has turned into a nice little bit of a gain in the armory here for xTc. Bomb down, just Rogue alive, and AWPs, M4 and an AK being able to be recovered here for xTc.
Yeah, well, probably shouldn't have happened, but it did happen. Sometimes the pistol rush will wreck you, and there we see an illustration of that particular point. Rogue, the last man left, and actually looking at the economy, it's kind of a bit worse than you'd expect considering how many rounds Sinister5 gotten back-to-back. Rogue not going to survive there. So, it's because it's come down to clutches so often. 1 or 2 players left alive for Sinister5, and that hasn't done anything to build the economy. Only 2 players with enough money to buy. So they're going to be on the save here. xTc should, in theory, at least get to 13.
In theory, but I mean, we all know that upgraded pistols can do so much, especially with the caliber of players that Sinister5 have. Those deagles can do a lot of damage. But hopefully xTc can do themselves a big one and actually not get caught out by those deagles, as they're going to be playing a little bit slower here. They're going to be getting some map control here in the mid area. Zin is going to be throwing a smoke to what I believe is jungle.
Yeah, I'm trying to still figure out what that CT smoke was for, because it just sort of landed amongst the guys there top mid, didn't really do anything. But hey, they've got deagles, they've got a couple of flashes here, and they've stacked that B bomb site, and it seems like xTc have got their noses pointed in that direction. They should get some information here and a kill from XTC. See, does that cause them to rotate, or are they still going to fixate on this B bomb site?
It looks like they're still fixating there, but the bomb has started to make its way at least a little bit through a T area, but very slowly moving. Whoever's got the bomb there is being very hesitant, Zin, with that AWP. Alright, so Zipzip is going to execute here and take out Dada. Mr. not being spotted or being checked there by Zipzip. And he's going to find the frag, and he gets an amazing ready with that deagle on Spaz. I mean, that was such a nice wide peek there to check in apartments, and they're going to pick up a couple of rifles here as well for their reward.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. They could even potentially attempt the retake. Yeah, they'll still get the buy in the next round anyway. I'm not really sure it's worth it, but gonna try for it anyway. Viking the man to close this. Of course, these players don't have armor, making it look easy, and they're missing the jump. So probably best to bug out. But okay, there we go. He actually is. I'm just really puzzled in that situation. Why, with all the information xTc had towards the A site, they were still trying to continue to push B there. They lost 2 players that they really didn't need to.
I mean, at that point, where, especially when you know your opponents are going to be on pistols, or if not just upgraded pistols, and you pick up a pick on the A site, why don't you start already sending a few players there just to make sure that you can take it? Because there's already, the players, or the team is already weak considering the armory that they have available to them, and you've already made it a more open site. So don't understand why they just didn't go there, and possibly lost an additional player where they didn't need to. But nevertheless, the round is still picked up. Bomb did go down as well, and we are going to eventually see a timeout here.
Yeah, timeout coming in pretty late in the first map. Of course, this is the first map, so don't worry if you've just joined us. You haven't missed too much, except the most amazing game of CS that has ever happened in the history of the world. Shame on you.
Greatest comeback.
No, really, it's not. I'm just playing it up. I'm trying to make them feel bad. But if you just joined us, ESEA Season 27 Open South Africa semi-final, Sinister5 versus xTc. Probably 2 teams, if we rewind 6 months into the landscape of South African CSGO at that point, that you probably wouldn't expect to be in the semi-final of ESEA. So both teams looking really good. Of course, no Big 5 in this season of ESEA for whatever reason. Actually, I do know the reason. I'm just not supposed to say. So, one of those. I'll tell you, but
I'm going to have to just kill you immediately afterwards, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Right?
So they're not here. So, that of course changes things. No bravado as well. So it's kind of shifted the landscape, and it's allowed younger teams like Sinister5, xTc Reborn, I guess you could say that of as well, although the players are all quite experienced now, despite being young in age. And Online Kingdom also done some amazing things this season as well. I recall them beating Goliath Gaming earlier in the season, I think it was.
Yeah, they did that as well. Yeah, I mean, I think they also took them to like an incredibly, I think it was Train where they actually did that, where it was like a double OT, where they eventually won like that, was it not?
Yeah, it blurs a little bit for me because, of course, the day before there was a VS Masters game where they went to a triple OT on Train in the best of 3. So it gets a little bit confusing. All the different competitions, hard to sometimes remember which is which when you cast a lot. But well, thank you for joining me, Penguin. third casting partner this week. Can I make it for tomorrow? Got to find somebody. Applications in chat, please, guys.
Yeah, if you feel that you're worthwhile or that you can cast with Xstreams, I think you need to send him a demo. What is your PayPal as well? I'm pretty sure that will be able to persuade you a little bit.
I do accept PayPal. Look at this. So we are back into the action, of course. Sinister5 trailing a little bit and getting really aggressive. This time they got support from Pex here, and Pex is going to spray just about everybody down. He does get burnt though, and somehow the kills going back into a 3v3. Rogue, the man who's going to stop that bomb, and he's just destroyed him instantly. Zin?
He knows exactly where the player is, but Rogue is just not peeking, teasing Zin there. Zip pushing down. Cat area going to go onto short, maybe pick out Rogue, but the thing is that Dada's been able to push onto site and has been able to spot the player. He's going to be able to spot Zip there at the end, and Dada just going to shut out the round, and Sinister5 doing incredible work. 3 players alive as well. So good for them here, as it's now a 13-12 to xTc, and an incredible first map for us here.
Yeah, guys, Rachel's here. There's lots of hearts in chat. Lots and lots of hearts. They're green as well. I like it.
Man, that is bright green on my side.
I was just kidding. Thanks to everybody who's joined us. Great game so far. It didn't look like it was going to be close with how good xTc were in that first half. 9-0 at one point. And you look at the scoreboard now, you could never tell.
You really wouldn't say. And I think xTc might be kicking themselves a little bit after seeing, if they had to look back at this, like, you know what, we were 9-0 up, we should have been on the second map pretty much. But saying that, Spaz is going to be able to find a kill there. Vector on ticket booth finding another, and Zin is going to just trade out with Dada. Ooh, missed him, pushing through the not so force field smoke, picking up a kill. And so does Spaz at the end of the day. And it's now a 3v2 with Vector also incredibly low. So xTc seem to have everything under control here.
Yeah, they do seem to, and Spaz, well, proving it there. Vector, the last man alive, and probably not worth going for it, man. Just back away. It looks like he's going to do that. Bomb plant comes in, that's around pretty much secured for xTc there. And it really was just one-up battles happening there, and xTc winning out. Nothing too fancy in terms of the execute. And sometimes that's what you need. A bit of blunt force trauma will sometimes go your way in this game. And, well, rewind it to the first half. It was blunt force trauma for a long time there for xTc.
Yeah, I think I kind of like what Vector's doing. Just go away. You've still got armor. You've got an M4. Give your team some sort of fight going into a round where xTc are going to potentially be on match point afterwards. So, yeah, I don't know. Sinister5 going to need to pull something out of the hat for the next round, considering the economy is not the greatest.
Yeah, definitely not the greatest. Basically, the choice here is buy around this one saved rifle or save this round. The problem is with players on 1500, you can't really get a proper buy anyway, even if they did save. So yeah, as I suspected, yeah, they're going to be investing in pistols, investing in some nades as well. Going almost all in, not quite all in, but very close to it, and they're going to try to make this work. Peck's getting aggressive here, and he's actually got the spawn for this. He could catch Crick.
Yeah.
Nope.
Ooh, but not going to happen, as a Crick just with a singular AK bullet shuts him out, and Viking does the exact same thing to miss them. So, yeah, xTc looking really strong here. Body advantage, Rogue being able to pick up Zip, but a Viking gonna shut him out. Yeah, Crick spotting the Crick. Listen to me.
You're sort of like sounding it out. What sound does a
Crick?
Well, a cricket make? Actually, it does make crick.
It really does. A little bit of a onomatopoeia here. I don't know what onomatopoeia would be for a bullet going through a head, but Victor does exactly that with that M4 that he saved from the previous round. And bomb is going to go down here on the A site, and this definitely looks like xTc's round. Vector has decided to run away. Do you think xTc are going to chase him down or hunt him down?
I don't know if they necessarily need to. It's still a rifle, so taking it off him would be preferable for them. But we'll see. I guess we'll see how much they actually invest in this. Of course, it's the one lifeline that Sinister5 have in this game. This round basically means xTc is on map point. So Sinister5 would essentially be playing for overtime here with, well, not much, really. Like, they're fully invested, so they're going to get some loss bonus, but it's not really enough to be anything of a buy. It's going to be a CZ plus nades, basically.
Yeah, it's really not going to be too much for them. But so Vector really going to need to save this this M4, and it looks like he is going to be able to. Oh, players just running below him, but he's going to at least come out alive here.
You see that he's got an aimbot. He moved his mouse there when the guy ran under him, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, completely. That's
totally joking, guys.
Undeniable.
So 15-12 here, xTc Esports in a pretty good position to round this out. The buy actually a little better than I expected. So 2 rifles. I didn't even expect 2 rifles. I didn't think he would survive with 1 rifle, but
I think they probably applied for. Yeah, I think they applied for credit and it was somehow approved. So credit cards available to them here, but Sinister5 with a very odd buy here, and they're going to really need to work overtime. I mean, these pistols are going to have to do so much overtime as well. But so much information available to them as well. Sinister5 being able to push up through the mid area. They definitely know it's here on the B side. Oh, Viking. That Molly's going to hurt him a little bit more than what they intended. And missed him. He's going to shut him down. Spaz spraying through the smoke. He's going to find the first and also the second there onto Mr. Crick, going to be supporting his team, picking up a third there on Vector. And Sinister5 a 2v4 Pex with the Deagle. Don't count him out. But that AWP being held there by Zin, things are going to be easy. Dada shutting down Crick though. And Pex on 21 HP. Winnable, but they're really going to need to do a lot of work here.
Winnable, but massively difficult for them. Pex somehow got that kill, but unfortunately, I think with that going against them, it was on Dada. He had the HP and the rifle. It's not going to be enough, unfortunately. xTc Reborn close out the match there. Very close in the end. But we will be at least going to a map that Sinister5 should feel confident on, and at least they got it that close. Again, you rewind it back. They could have been absolutely shattered in confidence if they didn't end this close, considering how it started.
Yeah, I mean, going back to how well xTc started, 9-0 up to go into the half 10-5, I feel that might disappoint them a little bit, possibly aiming for at least 11-12 rounds. But I mean, 10 still pretty good. Sinister5 really started to look like they decided to show up on the ESEA servers, and things look pretty good for them. But in the end, unfortunately, not being able to bring it as close as they would have liked, with the xTc running away with it 16-12.
Yeah, that's xTc with the victory there. Of course, we will be bringing you more maps here. We'll be going to the second map fairly shortly, just waiting for the server to change. So I see mentions in the chat of popcorn. Go make yourself some popcorn. Get yourself a cup of coffee or hot chocolate or whatever, wherever you stay. Maybe it's warm, maybe it's cold. I don't know. And we'll see you for the next one.
Please bring me coffee.
Okay.
missing piece, waiting in the dark, like a quiet melody. And if I listened hard, I could hear the sound rising from the ground. Every moment until now, I was dying to change from a spark to a flame. I want fire, fire, burns bright. I'm fighting to reach it, but the higher, higher, I fly and falling to pieces inside. Even when it's hot, even when it's high, never gonna quit, never gonna stop. Fire, fire, tonight I'm lighting up the black sky. On the edge of giving up, letting go tonight. I have waited long enough. When I close my eyes, I can hear the sound rising from the ground. Wanna let it out, 'cause I'm starting to change from a spark to a flame. I want fire, fire, burns bright. I'm fighting to reach it, but the higher, higher, I fly and falling to pieces inside. Even when it's hot, even when it's high, never gonna quit, never gonna stop. Fire, fire, tonight I'm lighting up the black sky. Oh, I can feel it burn, 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 but I won't go back again. Oh, I can feel it burn, 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 but I won't go back again. Burns bright, I'm fighting to reach it, but the higher, higher, I fly and falling to pieces. I want fire, fire, burns bright, I'm fighting to reach it, but the higher, higher, I fly and falling to pieces inside. Even when it's hot, even when it's high, never gonna quit, never gonna stop. Fire, fire, tonight I'm lighting up the black sky.
And it looks like we're back, Mr. Penguin.
Hello.
Well, knife round going on. Don't care. Do you care?
No,
Oh, it sounded like you cared a little. What was that?
no, there was no care whatsoever.
Ah, like my feelings towards whether people like the music or not.
Yeah, I feel like people were hurting our feelings a little bit.
I don't
wow.
have feelings, man. I don't have.
You don't
feelings.
have feelings? I've
No.
got feelings. It's surprising considering a penguin, but you know we do have feelings. We do talk, and we do have knees.
You do have knees. That is something we found out the other day. Penguins literally have knees. You know what else has knees? Well, these 5 players on either side. On the server, it's xTc versus Sinister5 ESEA Season 27 Open South Africa semi-final. First map being taken by xTc, their choice, Mirage. Pretty close in the end. Here we on Sinister5's choice, Cobble. What can they do? Pistol round.
Yeah, I don't know much, but if it's Zipser playing like he is, and there's not much they're going to be able to do as he picks up the opening frag here on Vector, tapping with that USPS. and is going to pick up the scalp there. And 5v4 advantage already. Bomb is still in Dragon Room, so Bomb can still go either way. We're still a minute 20 on the clock as well. But with a great start like that, you know, xTc now just needs to hold passively. They've got 2 players on B side. They've also got 1 player that's dropping near the window to drop down. So things are looking pretty good, yeah.
Very good indeed,
Ooh.
but until that point, suddenly changing, looking a little bit better for Sinister5. 4-4 is going to favor the terrorists here. Spaz going in close range engagement. They probably shouldn't have won it, but he does. Rogue now needs to find himself a kill or 2. Drops 1 player low before getting dropped. Finally into, I was going to say a 2v2, now 2v1.
Ooh, missed him getting the tag on Viking there. So that's not going to be that great being dinked like that. Missed him is dinking both of these players. They are both incredibly low here. Crick on 7, Viking on 12. He can still very much win this, and it will be an ace for him as well if he's able to do it. Oh, Viking goes with the wide peak, taps away at the USPS. Oh, being spammed through there. He's got to play it so carefully. Missed him. Pushing behind. He does spot Viking as well. 1v1. And he does have the opportunity to ace here. And I think he is... Ooh, goes with the fake.
Trying to bait the player up. Nice, put himself in the position where he could get run down. Crick not getting the hurry up here. And he's going to get the bullet to the head. Missed him. What a performance. He aces in the pistol round.
Aces in the pistol round, decides he's just going to immediately pick himself up an 8k in full utility. Playing so well there. Goes for the fake. But at the end of the day, the xTc player, the CT, not actually charging his the terrorist down, which I thought was a little bit curious at least. But at the end of the day, well played to miss him with a wonderful pistol ace and a great pistol round here for Sinister5.
Jeez, missed him. Showing his talent, of course. Talent being somewhat hidden, of course, because of his past indiscretions. But he is here, and he's making a name for himself. Hopefully a good one compared to the one before, right?
Yeah, hopefully so. And isn't he also still a very young player as well?
Yeah, he's very young. I think, well, originally when he was banned, I think he was like 14, 15, around there. So maybe 14.
I think you matric this year. 18, 19, maybe.
Yeah. Still,
very young.
We do get to see him. We're speculating on his age. That's getting weird. I'm going to stop. 1-0 here for Sinister5, and that's the start they would have wanted. And it took some crazy heroics. Crick, though, deciding to make the hero play. He's got the backup of his teammate, and he gets the kill. That should telegraph that this B-side take is coming in. Beck somehow catching them off, though. You would have thought they'd expect somebody to already be in drop by that point.
Yeah, Mac 10 going to be able to pick up the kill there. And he's just going to continue hovering around here, his pecs. And he's not going to get rushed down, but he's going to find 2 players and rack up at least $1,200 with that Mac 10. Missed him, going to be shutting down Crick, and this is just now a 1v4. And I think Zin maybe just trying to look for some sort of frags with that UMP, maybe gets a little bit of cash, but not going to happen. Pix nearly went down there, but is going to pick up the kill there. 3 kills, I think, in that round with that Mac 10. So money looking pretty good for him. His pension fund has grown considerably.
Indeed. Well, still young, so it's not going to need it for a while, one would think. 2-0, yeah. Sinister5 in a good position. xTc now with a bio of exactly... Well, I was going to say nothing, but actually a few things. So apparently I can't read the on-screen display that well, the UI, damn it. It is probably the best UI in any game for clarity, and I can't read it. Rogue, however, can read where his opponents are, and he's finding them out, rooting them out, and going for the kills. I think he gets 3, and he does indeed. Viking with a P250, maybe he can get a kill, but is it really going to matter at this point? Probably not.
Yeah, missed him, just making sure that player was boosted up there. And Pex is just going to shut down Viking with that Mac 10. So money looking really nice here for the T's. 10k on Pex as well. I wish my bank account read like that.
Indeed. I really do, actually. Dollars, it's not so bad, eh? It's pretty good. So we do see the buy round coming in here for xTc. Not too much of a worry, though. CT side on this map is quite hard. It's not the end of the world if you don't win the CT half. T side, however, well, it's hard to stop them. And it's going to be hard to stop them going down into drop here. They've still kept these SMGs as well against these players. Well, there's only 2 players without helmets. Let's see if they manage to catch them off. Peck's being caught off, though. Spaz, super sneaky, gets 2.
Yeah, picks up 2 as the bomb is going to find its way onto the B bomb site here. Mr. He's going to shut down. A bit of a spray down there by Viking, but he's going to find Vector at the end of the day. And it's now a 4v2. Zip in the drop area. Definitely knows where some of these players are. Pop flash going out. Dada is going to find Spaz, but Viking is just going to trade him up there. Missed him. Left again in a clutch situation. 1v3, but with an AK this time, but also on half health. One player's low, but xTc all know where this player is. It's just a case about how they push him. Mr. picks up the first kill there incredibly well. Crick pushing up here. He's going to spot him and eventually spray him down. And missed him is going to go down there to Crick. And it is going to be the first round here for xTc. 3-1 to Sinister5.
Yeah, indeed. So there's the reply from xTc. That's going to help them out, of course. And they have a fairly decent buyer. Maybe not the best, but they do have those all-important mollies. We were talking about it earlier. A map like Cobble does make it, if you don't have them, really difficult to stop them, particularly on the B-bomb side. So they'll have those to work with. Sinister5 still with the buy, of course. They've managed to pad the economy well with those early round wins.
Yeah, a little bit of damage being traded here by the players in the mid area. Crick holding around the A long area with that M4, and I'm not going to be able to spot anybody. Throws that smoke, and that's going to be an even deeper smoke here for Sinister5. They might be able to get a little bit of control around the area, as Dada pushing a little bit into the drop area and is going to spot Viking, and that is going to be a player down in drop, and maybe this is a signal to start rotating a little bit more to the B area. Pex?
Yeah, potentially.
Ooh, Pex picking up the kill, and Zip. He does take quite a bit of damage though. But xTc 3 versus 5. A couple of players are still low, but 2 players still on the B site here. Bomb hasn't really gone anywhere just yet, but it does look like it's going to the A area. Order director, you're going to thank you very much.
It doesn't seem to be cooperating too much. Dada, I thought he might get out of the window and still get the kill, but he survives. And Spaz on this angle. Mr. You probably shouldn't be fighting this, and that's why. Bring it into a 3v2, and there is a couple of players that are relatively low. You have 15 HP, 64 HP. It could potentially be an issue, and that's quite a deep plant. Should keep him safe on the angle.
Yeah, Vector planting. I've never actually seen a bomb planted there, like ever. But end of the day, bomb is done here for Sinister5. It's now going to be a retake here for xTc. And I think they've just called it quits already. They've got an AWP, they've got an AK, they've got armor. There's a little bit of utility still left over for both of them, as well as kits. So I think it's really worthwhile just saving those, taking them into the next round. And Sinister5 are going to be able to pick up the 4th round here.
Indeed, great work from them. 2 weapons saved for xTc, which is going to help them. I don't think they'll really have much of a buy, though, in the next round. But, you know, maybe the AWP and the AK can ring out and get them some early kills. Maybe bring things back for them. I mean, look at the economy on the players that didn't have weapons saved. It's rather dire. So they're going to be leaning heavily on those 2 weapons.
Yeah, dire straight here for them. And Zin has also got the AWP, but hasn't been able to make an impact in this map just yet. This is the map pick of Sinister5, and you can really see the confidence in them being on the T side here of Cobblestone. And 4-1 with a lot of movement down to mid, taking a lot of early presence. Zin on this B plat period. Doesn't spot the player, but it's going to go down. Rogue definitely hearing the scope. Flash in here by Spaz. But I think they're just trying to recover the AWP there. Crick is going to be able to do that. Dada pushing up a mid is going to spot Zip and take his scalp with him. And again, 5v3. Again, the AK and AWP are still up. I think it might just be worthwhile saving these as well. Maybe pick up an exit frag or 2 with a Viking with that P250. Maybe recover a rifle. But there's not much that xTc can do this, and it definitely looks like it's going to be the 5th round here for Sinister5.
Well, they're Crick getting a kill, and that's also going to net them a weapon, nice free weapon. That will help them. Still, those players will be hurting for money, though, the 2 that don't have. And the danger, of course, when you save these rifles is that it'll tend to almost bait you into trying to buy around them. And when you do that, you sometimes get your economy into an even worse state. The kill helps, but they just want to bug out with the weapon. So you've got to kind of balance with that. A lot of teams will actually, even if they do save a lot of weapons, still save on the other players.
Yeah, Pex It's just going to be spamming there, but I mean, they did lose 2 players. I don't think Sinister5 needed to lose, but I suppose it was justifiable considering that you really wanted to try and recover the rifles that were at least taken by xTc and really keep the CT economy under pressure.
Indeed, 5-1, really good start here for Sinister5, looking like quite a different animal on this particular map.
Yeah, they're looking like a completely different animal, as you mentioned, from what they were looking on the first map, which was Mirage, which xTC took 16-12, which should have been a little bit, or it was a lot closer at the end of the day than what a lot of people anticipated. But nevertheless, Vector is going to go down to Spaz with the AK, taking a lot of damage. Oh, Cricky's going to push through there with the MP5, but not going to pick up anything there.
He said MP5, guys. He's old.
Well, I don't want to talk about it. I'm ready.
Spaz, though, getting ahead of the flash. Nice play from him there. Gets the kill. They do have possession of the bomb site, but they're going to be struggling a little bit potentially in the retake. Thankfully, those choke points are quite narrow, and they do have the smokes down. They just don't have much utility to actually hold off the site take here.
Yeah, they've got 3 flashes as well as an HE, but I don't think it's going to help them too much. Spaz is going to spot out Rogue and takes his head here. They're not going to see the player. Oh, he is going to spot the player at APC, but not going to spot him, missed him, who is on site. And it's all of a sudden a 1v1. Viking pushing up from mid here. Who knows if it's going to be possible. Missed him, looking like on absolute form at this point in time. It's going to jump onto APC and knows exactly where the player is, but without, he's got a kit as well. He's going to be able to get the kill there, but I don't know if Tommy's on his side here. He might just have it.
Ooh, it's going to be super close. I think he's got it. Yeah, he does. Okay. That was really close. I think Mr. must have felt for a second there that he had it, but not able to hold off Viking for long enough. And of course, the HP there for Mr. Being an issue. Considering Mr. got an ace in that pistol round, he would have been backing himself. I mean, just looking at how he's played on this map so far, absolutely towering above his teammates. 10 for 3 at the moment. There is a round for xTC though, but geez, the buy around it, not so great.
Yeah, I wouldn't even really call a UMP along with a couple of rifles a decent, worthwhile buy.
AWP is the saving grace, one would think, but they're going in fast.
Ooh, and fast is exactly how Sinister5 want to do it, and they take control of the B side. Viking, the only other player that's around here, he's not be able to trade up both the players that went down here, but is going to be taken down as a 3v2 here, and the bomb is going to go down here for Sinister5. Peck's going to be picking up at least a few extra dollars for the bomb plant. Ooh, he's going to spot the player that was pushing through the smoke there as he takes down Crick. But Zip in a 1v1 here, and he's still very possible. Oh, he must have spotted the player, but Pex goes for the peek again and does pick him up there. And it's going to be the 6th round here for Sinister5. A very close round there, but Sinister5 tying it up there at the end.
There we go. So, oh, that economy makes for some rather terrible reading if you're an xTc fan. That don't look good, eh?
Yeah, I've seen some bank accounts look a lot better than that mid-month than what theirs look at this point in time. But those pistols, a couple of upgraded pistols, some players just on the USP. Probably just trying to save for a little bit more utility, which is so important, especially on this map. As the boost was there, but Pex is just going to destroy Viking, and Pex is going to be very grateful for the upgraded pistol from the Nerf gun that is the Glock 18.
The Nerf gun. I like how you described that.
It's a terrible gun. I mean, let's be at least a little bit honest here.
At least it's a little bit better than it used to be. It used to be far worse. It takes a bit of pain in the fire and decides, it's too hot here, I'm going to move. And here's a nice entry as well from Pex. On that angle, I mean, you often see players, particularly with shotguns around that area. Pasha's quite famous for playing around that little lip in the wall with a Mag 7, and he's really good at getting kills there. But unfortunately, the equipment that xTC have, not quite enough.
Vector, were you up in like Cinderella Tower or Rapunzel Tower or whatever the hell it's called there? You were sitting up in the tower.
Indeed. Trying to hide away there, and it's double save territory, of course. Sinister5, another opportunity to extend their lead here.
Yep, they can really start pulling away here and really start making this economy hurt probably from the next round. As there's just a few upgraded pistols, xTC going to go with the double save rather to make sure they could probably get as much utility as possible going into the next round. As a Deagle on Spaz, P250s, and a 5.7 on Crick. I wonder if he knows this, but the CZ is far superior.
I guess it's maybe just what he's comfortable with, but the 5.7 as it currently stands, you can't really spam with it as quickly as you used to. You have to be a little bit more deliberate, and then the running accuracy's been dropped down quite a bit, which has always been a criticism of pistols in this game, is the running accuracy compared to previous versions of Counter-Strike. Rather crazy. He was moving, didn't matter. He had an AK.
Yeah, AK spray, as Pex is going to do the exact same thing, and a bullet eventually finds the head of Viking. And it's just going to be 3 pistols left versus the armory, Sinister5 with these AKs and the AWP. With all this utility as well, they'll be able to keep xTc out for a good couple of hours from the other side, considering the amount of utility they still have left. As this definitely looks like it's going to be the 8th round here for Sinister5.
Yep, not going to get much more than a saved weapon or 2 here. There's 1. Will we find 2? Are they looking to actually hunt these weapons? I don't think Sinister5 necessarily need to hunt these kills, but Pex, though, don't care. He don't care. He just wants kill stuff.
Yeah, it's Crick who's on his own, and he's going to have to try and hold that AK off, or at least the tease off, for as long as possible. He does find the 1, but I don't know if he knows that that Pex has been able to find his way onto the site here. Flash is going to go up, and I wonder if you aren't just Crick, that you just continue running through mid.
And he does. Victor, no. Misses, but it doesn't matter. Not really much for us to commentate on in this game in the last few rounds, considering xTc have been saving. Finally, we'll see a buy coming in here, and the match pause coming in as well. I guess xTC, along with the buy, probably need to think, do we want to maybe buy double AWPs? Where do we want to position ourselves? Double AWPs on a map like this, it's not really optimal. Some teams do it, like SK used to do it with some success, but at the pro level, it's actually kind of rare to see double AWPs on this map, just because the rotates are so very long. The aggressive opportunities with the AWP are really limited on this map. Aggressive opportunities in general for the CT side are kind of limited on this map, and that also means the information isn't always there. You kind of couple that with the long rotates, and well, it's a difficult map as CT, and xTC Reborn are finding out why.
Yeah, Spaz buying a decoy though. I wonder if that's intended at all. Possibly a fake flash, maybe.
No, I don't know. It's probably a misbias. I mean, he could have probably bought another flash if he wanted to. Unfortunately, now because it's in pause, he can't throw the flash away just yet. So, just waiting around. It does look like the pause has been taken off. So let's hope they've had their team discussion. They're feeling pumped. Took a sip of the Red Bull and they're ready to go.
I hope they're not drinking Red Bull. I hope they're drinking something a little bit healthier, like sparkling water.
Sparkling water, really, Penguin? Gamers don't drink sparkling water.
Of course they do. Or casters do, at least.
I don't drink sparkling water. You shouldn't have anything gassy while you're casting. It's got to be flat.
You heathen.
I'm not a heathen. Don't be like that.
you heathen. Sinister5, 8-2 up on their map pick of Cobblestone here. And a lot of players on the B plat area, including the bomb. There's just the sole player of Pex is busy the mid area, as Zinni's going to find the opening frag. Ooh, wow, that is very dangerous.
How did he even get a kill there?
No clue how he got the kill there, but Flash going to go. Pex doesn't mind this at all. A little bit blinded, but he is going to eventually find himself down to the stairs area. And no commitment just yet. There's still a minute to play for here, but Pex going to go down to Viking here. Spotted out there. It's 2v3. AWP still in the hand of Vector, who's looking pretty good with it as well, and Dada as well with the AK. Oh, what a frag there onto Zip. Just sprays a little bit of a burst, finds the frag. Ooh, Zip being, well, Vector, sorry, at least a little bit confused as to what happened there, but Crick eventually takes him down, and it's a 1v2 here with Dada alone with this AK.
He can do it, of course. He's got some time. I mean, it's not like he's got 10 seconds, but he does need to hurry up, and he's giving away a bit of audio information as well there. I think the player towards the middle might have heard him. He just needs to get the cross here, and he's not going to get it. Viking, taking a while to complete that kill, but he does. And that is a round for xTc, sorely needed there. I just feel for them, though, in that they only had 2 players left alive. Had they had 3, would have had a much stronger buy in this round.
Yeah, it's probably just going to be a farmhouse here for one of the players. I mean, Zip could buy for somebody, but I mean, that's about it. Even a UMP here on for Zin. So things not that great, but...
Zip forget to buy armor.
I don't think Zip has money for armor.
this?
Glass
here we go.
cannon.
Spaz completely flashed, gets 2 kills somehow, standing in fire, completely flashed. He wrecks him.
That is absolutely incredible. And Viking, he's going to go for the spray down as well. He's going to find himself 2 players as well. Vector alone left here in a 1v5. I don't think he's capable of winning this, considering the bomb is down on B. And Zin is actually going to find him with the UMP and rack himself up a few extra bucks in the bank. And xTc being able to bring this back at 8-4 still in favor of Sinister5.
Yeah, match pause coming in. I got to imagine that it's Sinister5. They're actually losing a player, so maybe some connectivity issues for them. I wonder what sort of money situation that player had, because if you look at it right now, they could potentially squeeze out a buy. I guess it just depends on what the other player actually had in terms of the economy. Pex, though, 16 kills, 6 deaths, 9,300 in the bank. Yeah, he's sitting pretty there at the top. On the other side, the guy that we saw a lot of out on the previous map, Zin, and Zipzip, both not really contributing much at the moment. They definitely need them to step up. We know what they're capable, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
All right, of course.
Words are hard.
They are.
Yeah, so a little bit of connectivity issues. Hopefully the player will be back here for Sinister5 and will be able to continue with this map. But yeah, as you're mentioning, Spaz, continuing his run of good form from the previous map into Cobblestone with 13 kills at the moment. Yeah, for xTc, Viking stepping up as well with 10. But yeah, Zin just seems to be not finding his groove on Cobblestone tonight.
No, it doesn't seem like it, but well, again, the side of the map they're on, I wouldn't be too worried. It is tough to play CT on Cobble, so they are getting back into it. The fact that they kept 5 alive in their previous round definitely helps them out. It's going to at least keep them alive even if they lose this round, although the Zip on 800, not so good. So he's gonna hope to stay alive and hang on to that. Or for Sinister5, I just hope the connectivity issues get sorted out, because trying to sit you forever.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on just sitting around. I'd much rather do a quadruple overtime for a match that means absolutely nothing to the final result than sit here for the length of a quadruple overtime.
Indeed. Feels like the chat is more interested in fighting with the moderators than actually watching the game, which is a little concerning. What are you here for?
Yeah, guys, what are you here for?
Drama. Everybody wants drama, right?
Everybody wants dramas. If it isn't media passes, it's apparently commie mods and everything.
And the other alternative is just ban all of you permanently and continue with our lives happy in the knowledge that everything is okay in our worlds.
Apparently, Warren Gasker was to see if Penguin can cast CS. No, I'm trash at it.
I don't know. We should stream it sometime. Let's let people see how good or bad you might be at CS. Who knows? I know.
Really?
Sorry, I do know.
You do know? How terrible am I? Tell it to everybody that's watching.
He's a DMG, which in my mind is terrible. But no, I mean, you just got some learning to do. Of course, casting and playing are 2 different things.
You know what they say, that those that can't do cast.
Oh,
that's probably what both
you're
of
saying
us
that
are
to me.
sitting
Hey, I actually used to do. Don't be like that.
No, you see, you no longer can do, which is why you cast.
No, don't do that. Don't say that. I'm making my comeback. Shaz, let's start a team.
No, please don't start a team with him. We'll never see him again. If he's not casting, he's going to be here.
And he comes back and will immediately be banned again. What does this guy learn? It's actually really entertaining.
Do you think the player's going to be back in the next 2 minutes?
I don't know. Oh, you need to go get yourself some water or something.
I'm feeling a little bit parched.
Well, go for it. I will regale the chat with tales of my youth, which was many decades ago.
It was at least 4 decades ago.
What?
That'll be enough.
Cool. So we await Penguin's return, and at this juncture, we await the return of a player as well. Let's hope it's not too serious. Maybe I need to actually message these players and find out what's going on. Let me see. Mr. Pex. Maybe Mr. Pex can help us. What's happening? Let's find out. Okay, never mind. I didn't even need to finish typing. I typed too slow. Apparently, Victor is back. So we'll be ready to go, and Penguin won't be here. Ultimate embarrassment. Get wrecked, Penguin. And hey, Marin, good to see you around, man. Haven't seen you for a while. Thanks for joining. Thanks to everybody who's joined us tonight. We appreciate you guys being here. Give the channel a subscribe. Send me a fruit basket as well as a box of Cuban cigars, because to maintain this wonderful casting voice, I need Cuban cigars, guys. So it's an expensive hobby, and somebody's got to pay for it, so I'm going to make you guys who are watching pay for it.
What are you going to make them pay for?
Cuban cigars.
Can we? No. Chat, please don't do that. Rather send him food.
Yeah. We got Pac-Man in chat. Hey, Pac-Man, how's it going, man? Kyle.
Oh, Packies came to join us. Welcome. But yeah, I see I disappear and I come back, and we've had a Rogue who's been able to sort out his connectivity issues by the look of things. And Sinister5, 8-4 up, xTc are a map up in this best of 3 semi-final. And they are going to be... Zip is going to push mid, but after that flash, he's just going to decide to step away and just hold a much closer angle.
Spaz, though, getting super aggressive, and he's dropped them low. He knows there's 2 players here, and he still gets 1. He's got 4 bullets in the magazine. He shouldn't be able to get this kill. He's got to get punished. They need the reply, and they do reply handsomely to there for Rogue. Fantastic work out of Sinister5, but what a dicey situation for both teams there.
Oh, things look so skeptical, but xTc, maybe a player just not supporting as much as they would have liked. I mean, you did see Zipzip, unfortunately, isn't on the same site, but Crick does have that that HE grenade, but also hovering too far away. But just maybe unfortunate, couldn't be able to help and assist Spaz, I believe it was, on the B plat area, and hopefully. Definitely we're hoping to at least pick up the kills, but at the end of the day, Sinister5 body advantage and a lot of control over this drop area.
Don't comment on somebody else's body.
Why?
It's not PC. Don't do it. Okay, so Sinister5, 2 players low here, and that could potentially be a factor here. Crick, though, looking for some information. He spots the gun and Dada on the wrong angle to see him coming. That brings it into a 3v3, and considering the HP, it might favor them. Okay, it did. Pex has other ideas, gets himself a kill. They got 1 more player to find at the bomb site.
Yep, but here's all... Ooh. There we go. Roasted going to be coming out, but he does find 1 kill. But at the end of the day, is just traded out, and it's Crick left in a 1v2. I wonder if it's even worthwhile trying to chase this.
Strictly PC channel. Look at that. Eh? Wow. That's not very PC, shooting somebody in the back. You should turn him and face him. What are you doing, Pex? It's not gentlemanly.
There is no fair in the game of war.
Fairness. Words, Penguin, words. 9-4 at this stage. And xTc, well, I think they need another 2 here to actually be comfortable going into their T-half, because at this point, they've had a few good rounds, but it just feels like it's, despite the 4 there, it's been more one-way traffic towards Sinister5.
Yeah, they've also gone for a buy here, so if they do lose this round, the money's going to be absolutely destroyed for them going into the 15th round, which might just end up making Sinister5 going into the CT half, or the second half at least, 11-4, which I think they'll be incredibly happy with, especially considering it's their map pick. And it will mean that we'll be going to a 3rd map then. But still, early days here. Zin is going to spot Mr. Double scoped in there and is going to find the body there. And great start here for xTc.
Not the best smoke, but they'll be able to peer over it and get the kill. Maybe that was the intention. I'm not so sure, looking at the angle they threw it at. But... well, 4v4 at this stage. Dada looking for a bit of information here towards A, while the rest of the team is there on B. And they've got the time to work with here. They don't need to be in too much of a rush just yet. Meanwhile, xTc, when you're on the CT side, information is key. And 3 players still alive here. So if Pex can sell this, if he gets a kill, you might keep him.
Yeah, if he finds that opening frag potentially onto Spaz, he might be able to spot him. But Crick is just going to spray down the Rogue there. And it's just going to drop through wood area and probably back onto the A site here. Ooh, being flashed pretty hard. You're trying to go with the spray with the UMP, but is going to eventually find Crick there. Victor is just also going to pick up Zipzip with that AWP. And it's now a 2v3, and the smoke going to go down there by the doors. And this is probably going to be bombed down Dada, finding the head of Spaz. And I got to upgrade that UMP to an M4. As Zin alone with that AWP. I wonder if it's even worthwhile him saving it, or maybe just trying to find another weapon. And ooh, that scope. Pex definitely heard that.
Oh, how did he get that kill? But it's not going to matter there. Rounded out by Victor, and well, 9 turns into 10. 10-4. Yeah, this is quite a dominating half out of Sinister5. It's almost what we saw on the first map in the first half before Sinister5 made their comeback. Will we see a similar comeback from xTc? I don't know if we will. If they only have 4, they need 5.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need 5 here. As Spaz is going to pick up that Nova. That's pretty interesting. It looks he's probably going to be playing a little bit of the Pasha Biceps up close and personal by Broken Wall. Definitely looks like it. It's not a real logical place that he can play with it other than a drop. But we do see that Viking is holding that area with the CZ. And that CZ up close could do so much damage. But Dada is going to spot Zip in mid-area after being tagged up a little bit. But is going to come out more superior in that battle.
So there's some drop control coming out here. And that might be playing into the hands of the Pistols. But they are backing each other up. Spotting out Viking. Flash will come in as well, so they're playing like a pretty coordinated unit here. Pex does get the kill before the trade, but the numbers and the weaponry still with Sinister5.
Yeah, Sinister5 definitely have got the gun advantage here. I mean, the pistols can do quite a bit of work, but I don't know if they can do too much more. Mistim isn't going to fall for that flash as Zin is just shut down in the drop area. Spaz holding up close with that Nova. He's going to have to do a lot of work with it, but not going to happen here as Rogue just shuts him out completely, deletes him off for this this round, and this definitely looks to be the 11th round here for Sinister5.
Crick, what can you do, man? He can get a couple of kills, but I don't see it happening. Doesn't even get that. Victor will pin him to the wall there, and that will be that. So Sinister5 with a really good lead here, 11-4. They got to feel really confident about that.
Well, xTc felt pretty confident about their 9-0 up, and things started to fall a little bit apart. Maybe we see a little bit of the same going into the second half of the second map. But I mean, there's also a chance that Sinister5 have actually just found their footing in this best of 3, and I'm going to just run away with it from this point onwards.
Indeed. So let's see what will happen here. Waiting for the players to ready up, of course, and if you're xTc, you're having a few discussions. What do we do, guys? Because at this stage, they don't have many answers for what Sinister5 are dishing out.
Yeah, just seems answers are lacking, and there's so many questions here, and it's just not going to look too good on their exam scorecard at the end of the day. But xTc, what do you feel is what is really lacking for them here in this game? Do you feel that they're doing anything wrong, or do you think that Sinister5 have just maybe done a little bit of research on the players and are just executing, finding those picks and just rushing onto the sites and just overwhelming xTc?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I don't think that xTc were necessarily doing anything too wrong. It's just on a map like this, again, it's hard to play as CT. You do need a little bit of luck on your side, and also in most of those clutch situations, you could take it back to the very first round of the half, an ace, and for Mistim, and at one point I think he was in a 3v1 in that ace, took it to a 2v2 and played it out masterfully, and it just felt like in those sort of situations where you need something to go your way, it just never did for them.
Yeah, it just seems to be struggling a little bit with those kind of things. But hopefully this little chat before the start is going to at least liven them up a little bit and say, you know what, guys, we are still capable of bringing this game back. We pick up the pistol here. We pick up possibly the next 2. It means we're back to 6-11. Pick up 1 or 2 more rounds from there, and we've pulled this game right back. I mean, it's a hill to climb, but it's definitely not going to be an easy one.
Yeah, it's a hill. You called it a hill. I'd probably call it, I don't know, Kilimanjaro, K2, Everest, something like that,
I don't think it's as hard as Everest. I mean, that would be
I'll
at
give
least
you a
like
hard
a 15. That would be at least a 15-0 half, and some are bringing it into overtime. That would be like climbing Mount Everest.
Let me tell you about ESEA Champions League 2016. Taking it back a little bit, but in a game between xTc and Damage Control, it happened twice on this map, Cobble. xTc versus Damage Control. Well, it wasn't quite that. It was 14-1 first halves, and second half 14-1 goes to overtime. Twice. Happened twice. It happened in the group stages, and it happened at the LAN playoff. So it was just crazy. Like, what are the odds of that happening? Twice with the same two teams on the same map.
Near impossible, but obviously not impossible. As we are going to start the second half here. Sinister5 now on the CT side, 11 rounds for them. So only need to find an additional 5 here to seal off their map pick here of Cobble. xTc pushing into the drop area. Now going with the pop.
Oh, that's huge!
Missed them finding 2 important kills here, and Zin only be able to trade up 1. Victor going to be spamming a little bit with that USPS. Isn't going to find the first kill. He's going to find the second one there, and 1v3 here for ZipZip. Things are not looking too likely here, but he is definitely going to try and get this bomb down. Looks like he is going to 1v3. The player coming through from B plat is going to be taken down here. ZipZip. Ooh, reloading the Glock at him. Ooh, that's like a
ZipZip.
Oh.
Ouch. that was super close. Heartbreak there for ZipZip. If he'd had that, well, then xTc were on the comeback trail. Cruelly denied there at the end. I think that reload also wrecked him a little bit, unfortunately, losing some time and allowing them to get closer. And, well, Sinister5 on 12, xTc 4. And at this point, if you're xTc, you got the bomb plant, you're going to have the AKs in the next round, but it's essentially going to be 13-4 before you get a look in this half. And, well, there's not much half left at that point, is there?
Yeah, I think you were right from the previous of. They definitely wanted to have at least 6 rounds, because then if in this exact same situation, they could be like, you know what, we can just buy maybe 1 or 2 upgraded pistols, see if we can't get another bomb plant to make sure we get a little bit more utility going into the full buy round next round. But buying now just the upgraded pistols, as you mentioned, is just really going to hurt their chances of coming into this. Not much round left as they all try to push through the A area, and Dada and Rogue just going to shut them out with the UMP. Dada trades up to the USPS, but it is eventually going to be taken down there by Zin. Zin alone left in this, and Order Director doesn't want us to see anything.
Nope.
But does let us see the end there with Vector shutting it down with the MP9.
Cruelly denied. Which also applies to other things that are going on as well. Cruelly denied. 13-4, yeah. And losing that UMP isn't too bad for Sinister5, because of course they get the 1 rifle out of it. Deciding to play this as a bonus round, which is potentially risky, I guess, but in the circumstance, you'd look at it and go like, well, we've got so many rounds available to us, we can afford to lose a few, so it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, they're not investing too much into this, and Mistim also just went for the farmers, so really not too much being. So if they do lose this, there's not too much that they're going to be losing out on. I mean, that utility can also do quite a lot of work, and I mean, if they pick up a couple of kills as well, it's just going to be extra money going into the latter rounds.
Getting aggressive there.
Ooh, getting aggressive, but Spaz shuts down Pex there on the B plat area. And body advantage now for xTc. Is this a little bit of sort of a comeback, as a little bit of a drop control is going to come in here for Viking, or for the rest of Sinister5. Rogue shutting down ZipZip on the long area.
Well, there's Viking doing some work, and that's going to help them out. 2 players low here as well. Spaz probably needs to find this headshot. He will eventually get the kill there. That's a bit of help from his teammates. Considering the HP, yeah, probably not worth going for it for Sinister5. Not like they necessarily need to save the weapons. It's not the end of the world for them. But, well, if they want to close this out quickly and get us to that 3rd map, probably better to be fiscally responsible, as Prof would say. That damned accountant.
Fiscally. You could definitely see that Prof is an accountant, especially when he's casting fiscally responsible.
You know, for the rest of us, that just sounds like he has a lisp, right? Like, what's fiscally? Is he trying to say physically?
No, it's fiscally.
Yeah, it is fiscally.
It's such a terrible word to say as well. It does feel like you've got a little bit of a lisp when saying it.
Indeed. So 13-4 will turn into 13-5 xTc, taking the first buy round, which is going to help them out. And well, as I said, I've seen them do it twice. 14-1 halves on this map being overturned back in the day 2 years ago between xTc and Damage Control. Oh, xTc going to do it. And if you look at the lineup from xTc, of course, both Viking and Zin were in their team. They've done it before.
They've done it before. They can definitely do it again. It's just maybe not going to be as easy considering how good Sinister5 look at this moment. Victor has gone for the MP7 now as well, so very interesting. But I mean, playing in the drop area with it, you can do so much damage with it. And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it buffed a little bit recently in a patch?
No, it really wasn't. It just seems to have found a little bit of favor. I mean, Chris J has been using it internationally a bit and sort of acting as the arms dealer for his team, you know, saving the money, dropping weapons using the MP7. It's nice and mobile. It doesn't really have the armor penetration of the UMP up close, but still a decent weapon. I wouldn't really recommend it as a buy in a second round if you win the pistol, but in a pinch it can work. And woof, a couple of players shaving each other there, long range.
Yeah, Dada taking a little bit of damage there. Coming out worse there, but as I say, that Rogue is just going to destroy Zip's face there. And Vector going to go in with that MP7, but not going to find anything really there, as Zin able to pick up the kill there. xTc pushing out to the side, missed him, holding off with that M4A4. Picking up 2 kills there. Zin eventually finds the trade, but it's a 2-for-1 here. And xTc are going to be able to find another one, but Pex picking out Viking with that AWP, holding in the chicken coop area. 1v2, got to hold and wait for his teammate here. Rogue spots and they're trying to jump up there by broken wall. And it's going to be the 14th round here for Sinister5. 14-5.
Indeed, I also demand a proper naming convention for Sinister5. You know, you got Victor and you got Rogue with those X's. I want X's in Dada's name as well. I want X's in Mistim's name. Make it happen, boys.
Can we not overcomplicate it?
Well, 14-5. Things are getting rather complicated for xTc right now. Running out of rounds here. Only 2 to go for Sinister5 to take us to a 3rd map potentially in the series. And well, xTc, I know they can do it, but so far it hasn't looked like they're going to do it, and I hope I'm wrong on that front.
Really hope, but a lot of movement here around A long. Crick going for the pop flash there. They are going to be able to gain a little bit of control here along the A long area, and Pex just falling back, dropping the smoke, just going to hopefully stop any sort of push here by xTc. But again, Vector going for the other SMGs. Do you think he's going to bring out the PP Bison, considering he's tried just about everything so far?
I don't know. PP Bison probably not advisable unless you're trying to troll. A lot of PP Bison in that game with Bravado where that other team threw. Lots of PP Bisons there. I actually casted the game and we ended up not putting the VOD of it up because it was that horrible.
Really?
Yeah.
PP Bison, not as strong as what people would suggest. But Crick going to try and find a kill with that pocket AK, the CZ. But not going to at the end of the day. Dada is going to show him out. Viking pushing her to side, but Pex immediately trades him out there with the AWP. Missed him supporting his team there from the chicken coop area. Zip spamming and tapping away with that CZ. Not going to find anything though. But he's going to eventually find Pex. Going to be instantly traded out here by Vector. And Spaz left alone 1v3. It's possible 1v2 now with the AK, but going to be double peaked at the end of the day, and is going to be shut down. Sinister5 on match point here and got what 10 match points available to them.
Plenty in hand there, so should be relatively routine here for Sinister5 to close this out. And for xTc, I guess on this map it wasn't their pick, so you know you got to look at it and go, well, we did what we could here, but Sinister5 clearly got the edge on us. And if you rewind a year or so, xTc used to play Cobble quite a bit. So obviously, when you change a lot of players, it does change the dynamic somewhat. Auto Director didn't want us to see that. Missed him. Didn't spot anything because he was completely flashed, and that could have worked out for Zin. He managed to get far, but the support too quick there to allow anything, and they're just getting swatted down at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think xTc are going to be able to bring this back. Zipzip has been able to find himself an MP7, but or MP5 at least, or whatever the hell that thing is. But it doesn't matter at the end. Sinister5 are going to close this game out, and it is going to be a 1-1 tie, and is going to be going through to the 3rd map.
Indeed, going to the 3rd map. We will be doing that pretty shortly. Sometimes I wonder, do people want to see, do you guys want to see stats or don't you want to see stats? I often do show them. Haven't done so tonight. If you do want to see them, you have exactly 3 seconds to tell me. You do? Okay, cool. Well, there's a yes. So.
Yes, show. They want to see them. Show it to everybody.
I was actually expecting to be called a Nazi or something like that based on how chat's been tonight.
Well, I told somebody not to use any sort of like sexual slurs and things, and I got called like, oh, I'm one of those people.
One of those people. Jeez, you guys don't know this guy at all, eh? Jeez.
Do they even know who they're speaking to?
Yeah, so if we look at that first map, if you're just joining us there, you can see the results, 16-12 xTc taking it. They took the first 9 rounds of the match in a row as well, so they made it pretty difficult for Sinister5, and you look at that performance out of Spaz, plenty of ADR though. Anything over 100 is pretty insane. 107, and well, there's Zip also doing well on 24. Other side, it was a little bit more even. Data maybe lagging a bit behind. Moving over to the second map, Sinister5 making it look easy on their map pick. Cobble 16-5 there, and well, the game wasn't even really alive for long enough for anybody to hit 30 kills. But the way Missim and Pex were going there, they probably would have had it gone the full distance. And let's also point out those aces, Pex. And, well, is that correct? I'm pretty sure. No, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Yeah, it's 1 ace for Mistim. I need new glasses. I know you got better glasses than me. I'm pretty sure you can see it.
I've got 8 times scopes on my eyes.
Ace
quite
in the pistol round, yeah, for Mistim, of course, and that kind of set the tone for the whole game. 16-5. Making it look easy. We're going to the third map. It is cash, and I'm not sure that favors anyone. So that sets it up to be pretty exciting. Get yourselves something to drink, some snacks, whatever you prefer. And we will see you for that third map in just a few minutes.
Yep.
I'm not so tired. I just feel the pressure of the things that I have in mind. I wanted peace, I wanted to be fine. I wonder why I cannot just sit for a while. I really want to see what it looks like. To have a moment I know that would be mine. When the windows are all closed, like a picture of a time when the future is a hole you're looking for. Save me from everything. Tell me where to find my way. I'm just looking for something I can make in another day. 'Cause I'm falling down, fading away. 'Cause I'm falling down. This is what I know, I just keep running. Always working fast and hard, never thinking about now. But living unhappy thanks to all the things that I have to try. I wanted peace, I wanted to be fine. I wonder why I cannot just sit for a while. I really want to see what it looks like.
compromise. Leave it all behind. So open your mind and realize that your beautiful world could take my life.
And I'm sinking under, drowning faster. Please just.
Well, that is not an in-game screen at all. It's the match page on ESEA. Thanks for joining us, guys. We appreciate you guys being here. It seems like the GoTV server, portion of the server anyway, has broken. So there is no IP available. The players have been trying to get us a server IP to work with, but apparently the server itself isn't showing a GoTV IP either, so there's no way we can join it to actually spectate. We're trying to find out from the ESEA admins at the moment, but I can't promise that we will be able to bring the third map. We can't do anything when things break, so we will still stay online for a bit if it can be sorted out, but we don't know at this stage. Kind of disappointing, eh, Pengu?
It's a little bit disappointing, but hopefully we're able to sort it out. I know that I don't think I've typed as fast as I have in a long time on my keyboard at the moment.
Yeah, just trying to get people to, like, help!
Trying to get everywhere, but hopefully we're able to figure out something in the next few minutes so we can bring it back. But from what it looks like, just to at least keep everybody up to date, the map at the moment, it is on Cash, and xTc are leading 3-1 at the moment.
Yep, indeed they are. So we're going to continue trying to sort it out. I'll give it another 5 or 10 minutes. So I mean, if you guys want to stick around, and maybe the game starts again. But of course, the game is continuing without us. They did take a long pause for us as well to try to sort it out from their side. But unfortunately, well, if there aren't admins available, then what can we do? We can just, I guess we can go catch a movie. It's still early enough, right?
Yeah, I think the last movie will probably be airing in the next few minutes. So I mean,
Okay, damn it, I'm killing the stream now. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I won't do that, guys. We'll stick around for a few minutes. Hopefully, the ESEA admins can sort it out for us. If they're not able to, unfortunately, then that may mean that we won't get to see that third map. And even HLTV ain't showing the server IP, so that does mean that there is something rather wrong with GoTV on this particular ESEA server. So we will try, guys. We will update you in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Fell in love and promised we'd never separate, but it seems the time has come that you run my life with no hope to fight and no time to hide.
And I'm sinking under, drowning faster. Please just let me breathe. The air is leaving and I'm lost in need of you again.
Swore for this life we have chosen. We are the soldiers to a common war we fight, and to this passion of love we may fair and die. I'm slipping further, we're falling faster. You're growing stronger. Let's not grow weaker than I know. You for you. I'm always looking for you. I brushed it off, pushed it aside, but I couldn't help. I was looking for you. Yeah, I was looking for you. I have a hand surrounded. I have the silence in the room. Just a figure in the dark. As if coming for the storm. If I fall, you catch me. Push me back up on my feet. Feel the strength inside of me. A burning fire that you feel. I am a hand surrounded. I have the silence in the room. Just a figure in the dark. This is the calm before the storm. If I fall, you catch me. Push me back up on my feet. Be the strength inside of me. A burning fire that you face. Questions, no doubts. You got me figured out. I'm standing tall because I've got you right here by my side.
And we are back, and you can see there is no game footage because the server's broken. So no Go TV at all working on the server that they're working on, which is kind of unfortunate, eh, Penguin?
It's a little unfortunate, but I mean, at the end of the day, we're just gonna have to deal with the hand that we're dealt, and obviously they don't want us to cast their game. So
Neither did HLTV, man. I tweeted at the guy, emailed him. Bastards.
it really is. I'm just going to vigorously shake my fist at the screen.
Shake your flippers, Penguin. Shake your flippers.
Yeah, so it's a little disappointing, but I mean, we saw some really great CS leading up to everything. Map, so it's tied at 1-1. Obviously, going to the third pick, or the third map, which is Cash, with a xTc on the T side and Sinister on the T, or the CT side, at least xTc on T side, and it's currently 5-4 in favor of xTc. There's not much else that we can really give. If you really want to be able to follow the game, we recommend going and checking out the Half-Life TV page, which I will copy paste into the chat at least. But unfortunately, there's nothing really that we can do about it.
We can cry, but I'd prefer to do that off stream, unfortunately. So
yeah, I don't want to listen to your tears. I've heard you cry before.
It's not pretty, yeah. So
That's really not.
sorry about this, guys. Not much control we have over it. Let's hope, but on the forthcoming playoff games that we don't have this. Unfortunately, this has happened before to me in ESEA. I think this is the fourth ESEA season I've casted, so it happened quite a bit in previous seasons as well. It just seemed to sort of not happen last season, so I was kind of hoping it would all work this season, and we got wrecked. So unfortunately, guys, it's been an exciting series so far. Very close right now on the server, as you can see, based on the score, 5-all. And I'm really sad that we're not going to be able to cast it. So sorry, guys. Sorry from us, but actually it's not our fault. So yeah, whatever. We can't do anything. I'm sorry, guys. We'll bring you more ESEA tomorrow. Probably, I guess, the other South African semi-final. We were scheduled to do a European game, but the South African games have been moved up, so maybe we will do that instead. I'll have to let you guys know on that. So check us out on Twitter. You can follow us, make sure that you're up to date with all the games that are happening. Thanks to everybody that's joined us tonight. Have yourselves a wonderful evening, except those of you who got banned. I'm sorry. I'm not. Sorry, not sorry. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye.
Cheers.